Hey guys, Spabrog here. So in this video I'm going to teach you how to space out Fuerte's runs and his run options correctly, which is in my opinion probably the first thing you should do when you're trying to learn the matchup. So I'm here to give you guys a little bit of direction, so let's get into it. So I have Ryu all the way in the corner so I could just stretch out the screen, and there's no additional scrolling, if you want to call it that. So you could actually see the ranges and spacing. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna just show you every option I have when I run forward. Alright, so I have the splash, the Hita Buster, the hop kick, which is +2 on block in this game, and people don't know. But yeah. So with those, you're like, yeah, I already know that. Of course, no problem. But something a lot of people don't know is that Fuerte, when he does his air options, like splash, he can actually steer them. So I could go further, so that allows me to cross up and stuff, or I could steer and stay in front, and whatever. So when you know that, that's another thing you have to look for. So the best thing to do is to actually space out the move itself, okay? And I'm going to teach you that in a few, but for now I'm going to show you where you should actually be cautious of it actually hitting. So there's a range where I can't actually connect with anything, so you would always want to pay attention to stay at that range. So you could actually space him out. It's a little bit harder, of course, because he has a run, so he could always adjust his spacing. But let's get into it. So at this range, see that I'm holding it, as you can see, I'm holding it, forward. So that's the furthest it's gonna go, okay? So, but that's not the range, okay? I'm just showing you that I could actually hold it, and that's the max range I could actually do it. So when I'm about here, that's where it whiffs, okay? So about this square, about 2 squares away, okay? So that's the space you always want to be away from Fuerte. I have no options right now, So once you see splash, or once you see me go in the air, you could actually walk back, and I'll show you that in a few as well. I actually have a run slide where it's -9 on block. So essentially, if you're right here, you could crouch block. And just wait for the punish. And whenever you see me in the air, like I said in my last video, the overview one, or episode 1, excuse me. You could just jump back or hold focus, whatever your heart tells you. Just you got to take those hits and start making decisions afterwards. And yeah, so the run slide, it's about the same spacing. See how it whiffs in front of me? It's not as good. So again, 2 squares should be the main spacing for runs. Okay, so you're saying, okay, cool, but it's hard for me to keep track of the squares, because I'm not going to try to stand still against Fuerte. Fair enough. So I'm going to put Ryu in a walk back state. Okay, so let's see, playback. Okay, so I'm just gonna let him walk back. Okay, and let him stretch the screen. So I'm gonna run and try my best to aim at 2 squares. Okay. So remember, people are always scared that Fuerte is he's adjusting the spacing all the time. But you got to use what you have. You can't be a sitting duck in this match. Okay, because you're gonna let me make a decision. Because at that point, it's a real 50-50. At this point, I have to run towards you, make sure you're walking back, and what happens if you commit to a button or walk forward and press it, so there's little things that you can make the match hard, and I don't have a lot of health. So once you learn how to minimize risk and damage on your end, then the match is a lot harder. So let's do it right now. So Ryu's walking back. Okay, so I'm gonna run. You see what happened there? I'm at 2 squares, but he walks back about a pixel or 2, But if I see a lot of things that Fuertes like to do is when they see you walk back, and they know you're not gonna crouch or anything, then we going for fajita, So the more you walk back, the more inclined I'm gonna fajita. But if you have a really good walk back speed like Chun, I could commit to an option and then whiff. Well, I kind of steered it back there, right there. But say you're just crouching, right? Say you're crouching like right here, and I run up, okay? And then you start walking back. Well, a little bit before that. This is, you know, kind of see. Basically, that would happen. So if you could show me that you're crouching for a little bit, I'm gonna try to go for a splash. So you could essentially walk back when you see me running at one time, and I might whiff. And then right there would have been free low forward Tatsu, or you know, low forward super, or even a sweep. That's good enough. That's good damage. Any damage is good damage against Fuerte, as long as he's knocked down. So a lot of people are like, yeah, but what happens if he just keeps running towards me? So let's say Ryu is walking back, right? And then I catch on as a Ryu player. I catch on to him actually, you know, trying to run a little bit more forward and trying to get behind me. So it make the mix-up a little bit scary. So what I would do is, well, for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna mash low forward, right? So say you're walking back and I can't do it from the 2 squares. I can't go for my run options at the 2 squares, right? Fine, so I have to get closer. So when I run closer, I have to sacrifice, you know, me getting hit and, well, possibly getting hit rather, sorry. So yeah, you see, I gotta run into the zone. See, I have invincibility on the way up, but if you clip me a lot later, you know, so I'm gonna try to run into it. See, it's annoying, and you can buffer into Tatsu. Let me see if I can do it here, but I don't think so. But I'm gonna try my best to do it. Yeah, that's full damage. So yeah. Another thing, if you're scared of Fuerte Q bombing your walk back, your jump back. Sorry. So I'm gonna put the dummy on jump back. Okay. So if you're scared of Fuerte just catching you, you know, remember, same principle. 2 squares. Okay, when I'm at 2 squares, if I'm anywhere before that, I cannot hit you with anything. So you're safe. You're set. You're safe. You're safe. You're safe. Okay. But remember, you're gonna jump yourself into the corner. So you better, you know, mix up how you're getting away or how you're trying to get me to attack you, and then counter that. So let me try to get this guy over here, and let me show you that I can't anti-air quesadilla bomb. Okay. So we're gonna put him on stand. So, oh man, let's go. Alright. So 2 squares. It's basically very hard to do because by the time my quesadilla bomb at that range has to travel, you're going to be walking back or jumping back, and it might even whiff and you might even get a punish. I know this video ran a little bit long, but I felt like it was very important. But I have some nice tech coming up next, so stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching, guys. Tell me what you think.